and welcome back to my channel. My name is Marin and here you will find a little beauty, a little books, and a little teaching content. So if that sounds like something you might enjoy, I would love for you to subscribe and stick around and join me in my little corner of YouTube. Today's video is going to be the introduction to my one in, one out beauty project for 2024. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, I did mention this in my 2024 goals video, so I will link that up above. This is just going to be a very quick video where I am going to go over the rules, if you can call them that, and some things that I am going to be working on in 2024 in terms of my beauty collection. So I am going with what I'm calling a one in, one out project. And the basic info for that is that for every item I bring into my collection, I must have used up one item before I purchase the new one. So one comes into my collection, one must have gone out of my collection first. So that's the general gist of this. Now, there are no caveats to this. It doesn't have to be the same exact item, with one exception, which I'll get to in a minute. It just needs to be an item. So for instance, I could use up a moisturizer and I could bring in a hairspray. So, it doesn't have to be the same type of product, except for my rules. And this is where we're gonna get into kind of what I'm gonna hold myself accountable for. So first of all, there is going to be an exemption, and the exemption is anything health related. I mentioned in my goals video that I am most likely having ankle surgery in June to fix a problem that I've been having for many, many years. I'm going to be laid up for 6 to 8 weeks. I'm not going to be able to put any weight on my foot, so I may need some things to help with the recovery. So I'm keeping that as an exemption. I'm not going to have to use something up before I can purchase something that I will need to help with recovery. Another example would be Band-Aids. So I like to have the little square ones for breakouts. If they are particularly troublesome, I will put some Neosporin and a little Band-Aid on the breakout, and it usually heals it up pretty quick. I am not going to have to use up all of the larger size Band-Aids before I can purchase the little ones. You know what I mean? So if I run out of the little ones and I still have the long ones, I can still go ahead and purchase the small ones because they're not really the same thing. And I'm calling that like a health related item. That's the only exemption that I can really think of right now. Obviously, I will be revisiting these rules as we go through the year. I may have to make some changes, but I don't foresee that being an issue. Now let's talk about some exceptions to my one in, one out rule. So I am not allowing myself to purchase any color cosmetic lip products. So lip liners, lip glosses, and lipsticks. I am not allowing myself to purchase any of those this year because I have plenty that I am trying to use up. And I've even turned several of them into cream blushes to try to get through them. So I'm not purchasing any color lip products in 2024, regardless of if I use things up. I cannot bring a new one of those in. And the other exception is eyeshadow palettes. I am not allowing myself to purchase any new eyeshadow palettes in 2024. I did a whole video on my current eyeshadow collection. I'll link that up above, but I have plenty and I don't need more, even if I do think they are pretty and I might feel a sense of FOMO. No new eyeshadow palettes in 2024. I really want to give the ones that I already have some love. So those are the two things that I am not allowing myself to purchase, regardless of if I use things up. I cannot bring those back into my collection. And then the other thing that I do want to mention is that I am going to be doing a replacements only no buy from January through the end of May. So I am going to be doing that no buy until May 31st, 2024. I chose May because, again, I'm having ankle surgery. I didn't want to feel guilty for breaking the no buy if I did need something for recovery. So I'm ending that in May just to make it easier. So a 5-month replacements only no buy, where I will not actually be following this 1 in, 1 out in the same way, because for that I will only be able to replace things with the same type of item. Once that's over, this project will technically kick in, but I did want to go ahead and mention it because I will be doing updates for this project with each of my empties videos to let you know how many items I used up and how many items I brought in, because I still want to try to do 1 in, 1 out to make sure I'm not adding more to my collection than I'm getting rid of, because the whole point of this project is to curate my beauty collection to items that I really use on a daily-ish basis. So I don't want extraneous items in my collection anymore. I want only what I actually use and nothing extra that's just going to sit there and get forgotten about. So that's why I'm doing this. It's not a money thing. It's not a budgeting thing. It's purely trying to work through some items that I've had hanging around that don't serve a purpose and making sure I don't bring those type of items back into my collection. Hopefully that makes sense. So anyway, that is this very quick intro. I just wanted to talk more in depth about what I mean when I say 1 in, 1 out, because again, starting with my February empties, you will get the first update on how this project is going. Hopefully, I will have used up more items than I purchased. So we shall see. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel if you would like to see more from me. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.